Two local corrections facilities are reporting COVID outbreaks amid inmates and staff. Now family members of inmates are expressing concerns over what they describe as poorly implemented health guidelines.
Low clouds and fog today. Looks like more of it's expected this weekend. I am tracking some showers, though. I'll tell you when they arrive. Your forecast is next.
And as COVID cases are on the rise, there is an increased need for testing. Now a new drive-through testing facility is coming to Spokane.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone. I'm Whitney Ward.
People have no choice but to sit there and just wait for it to hit them. It's gonna hit everyone.
It's almost like they're just like they want our loved ones to get to get COVID, and it doesn't make any sense.
Right now, both Geiger and Airway Heights Corrections facilities are reporting outbreaks of COVID-19 at their facilities.
And today, many families of those inmates say that this is the result of poor implementation of health guidelines. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares why they actually believe their loved ones are in danger.
Geiger Corrections Center is reporting 6 inmates and 6 staff have tested positive for COVID-19. The Department of Corrections dashboard reports dozens of inmates have contracted the virus at Airway Heights Corrections Center.
My concerns are that they have pretty much put Russian roulette on their lives.
Toby Munson's girlfriend is an inmate at Geiger. She works in the laundry program. He's worried for her health at the facility, especially since she works with contaminated clothing and bedding.
2 of the inmates didn't even get masks while doing the laundry, and the people that bring it to them are in fully suited up, but all they get is a mask.
Spokane County operates the Geiger facility. Spokesperson Jared Webley told me all inmates working laundry are provided a mask and pair of gloves, as directed by the health department, and all staff are required to wear them. Some families believe not all inmates are provided a mask, but Webley explained to me since the start of the pandemic, inmates were only given masks during their 14 days of quarantine when they first arrived at the Geiger facility. Then they would receive a mask during transport, while on certain jobs, or moving to a different area.
When they're just in custody in their own housing module, they have not been provided masks on a daily basis up to this point, and that was just a combination of safety concerns, and the health district said that it wasn't necessary as long as those other protocols were met.
But starting Monday, in response to the outbreak, Webley says all Geiger inmates will be provided 1 mask per day, regardless of being in quarantine.
I miss my husband, so not being able to see him has been very, very difficult. And knowing that he could possibly get COVID inside the prison, knowing that, he wasn't sentenced to death is very scary for a lot of us.
Matlani Walker's husband is an inmate at Airway Heights Corrections Center. Yesterday, the Department of Corrections reported 62 inmates tested positive. We've made several attempts this week to clarify those numbers with the DOC and still have not heard back. Matlani is concerned about how the DOC is handling the outbreak at Airway. She says inmates are constantly being moved to different areas and ventilation is poor.
How do you think inmates there are contracting COVID-19?
It's 100% hands down is the employees of DOC. If the incarcerated population cannot leave the facility, they are in prison. So the only way that they can actually contract the COVID-19 is from someone who comes in from the outside.
We've repeatedly, for several days, asked the DOC to address concerns from these families and have not received a response. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Today, the Spokane Regional Health District is reporting 325 new coronavirus cases. 6 new deaths were also reported today, bringing the total number of deaths to 281 since the start of the pandemic. And there are 136 people in our hospitals. The latest numbers from the State Department of Health show that 18% of COVID tests in Spokane County are coming back positive now. That's compared to a statewide positivity rate of 8.2%. Meantime, across the state line, Panhandle Health reports 333 new cases today. That brings the total to more than 10,700 cases in North Idaho. One new death was reported today for a total of 124. 63 people are currently hospitalized.
And to meet the increased demand for COVID tests, a new drive-through testing center is being set up at the Spokane Arena. The team from Chaz Health was setting that up today. It won't start testing, though, until Sunday. Chaz will continue testing, though, at all of its other sites, but they wanted one centralized drive-through location for people. They're asking people to, though, come prepared for wait times as long as 2 to 3 hours, perhaps, depending on the time of day. To get tested there at the arena, you're going to need to have COVID symptoms or have had a direct COVID exposure, or you need to be a worker at a nursing home. Testing is going to be first come, first served, but if you fill out the registration paperwork online before you leave home, it will make things go much faster for everyone. This new arena testing center is going to be open every day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The current turnaround for test results is expected to be around 1 to 3 days. If you'd like more information on that testing location or any other options for how you could get tested, simply text the word TEST to 448-2000 and we'll send that information right to your phone.
Idaho's vaccine committee met today to start planning for the vaccine's arrival in Idaho. Idaho expects to start distributing the Pfizer vaccine by mid-December. It's only expected to get about 14,000 doses in the first installment, which made choosing who would get the doses even more difficult. The committee plans to distribute the vaccine first to healthcare providers and people living and working in long-term care facilities. By the end of December, an additional shipment of more than 90,000 doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are expected to arrive in Idaho. All right, let's talk weather now. It was kind of a cool, gray, chilly day out there today. Meteorologist Tom Sherry joining us live in the studio tonight. And Tom, what's in store for the weekend?
Well, I think we're going to get more of what we saw today, unfortunately, and that means fog and low clouds. And we could even see a little bit of maybe light snow or snow mixing with rain late Saturday night into early Sunday morning, but not expecting much in the way of accumulation. Look at the air quality. It is in the moderate range right now. The AQI is 62. Air stagnation advisory still in effect in all those areas shaded in gray until early Tuesday morning. Right now we're at 31 degrees, and what happened today was what I was afraid of, where we wouldn't burn off the fog and low clouds. Late in the afternoon we saw some patches of blue sky, but it didn't let us warm up very well, and again we pretty much stayed below freezing for much of the day. You can see on the satellite and radar picture we've got no real clouds over us. Everything that's around us right now is at the surface. That's why it's called fog, a cloud that's on the ground. For your weekend, more of the same. Cold, too, down to 23 Saturday night, high of 35. Only 34 the expected high on Sunday, and we could see a few showers developing Saturday night into early Sunday morning. I'll check the rest of your 7-day forecast, all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you so much. You know, we might not be able to gather as normal right now, but the Inland Northwest knows how to show up for a curbside celebration. The KREM Christmas at the Mac event last night was incredibly fun. We loved it, and it was a huge success. It was a great chance just to see a lot of smiling faces for this drive-through book and cookie party. It was right there on the campus of the Northwest Museum of Arts and Culture. So here's a look at the nighttime event where cars basically wound through the streets of Brown's Addition. About 45 families, or I think it's 450 families rather, drove by the historic Campbell House. The home is usually, of course, open to the holiday tours, but with COVID restrictions, the doors have to be closed right now. So KREM 2 and the MAC teamed up to provide the famous Campbell House sugar cookies and fun family Christmas books outside the home and hand them out to families. It was just a safe way for us to connect with Spokane's history and have a little bit of holiday fun.
We're an organization that serves a community in the region, so it's very hard when we have to close our doors. It's harder to do that. We have wonderful online programs. We have camps. We have all different kinds of opportunities for people to connect with the museum, but it's just great to see people in person. And it's important for us to stay connected to this community. We have so many supporters, and the community really has stepped up during a hard year.
KREM 2 and communities in schools helped pay for those books through our Tools to Schools campaign. It was all part of our ongoing effort to provide books while also having access to schools and libraries. We know that is limited right now. We do apologize if you got stuck in a long line last night waiting for your treats, but we hope you had a chance to enjoy it.
My kids brought me one of those cookies. I can confirm they were quite good.